Jenny with Zoo's Rescue. We are here at the Giving Tree. On the Giving Tree is all the fosters that are in Zoo's Rescue. We have put the Giving Tree here because we are always in need of supplies. We take in mostly medical dogs that are very expensive to fix. And so when we can get dog food, puppy pads donated to us, dog beds, it helps us offset the cost of the medical dogs. Like this is Carson. She was hit by a car and had to have FHO on her back hip. And then on the back, it just kind of gives you some ideas of things Carson would like. Adult salmon dog food and some toys. We've got here is little Taco, and Taco was thrown out of a car window on the highway, and his leg was broken several places, so we had to amputate it. Every one of these dogs has a story and is looking for their forever home. So if you donate to Zoo's Rescue, it really helps us so we can keep continuing to bring in more dogs and puppies. So these are Travis's x-rays. He's part of Smiling Dog Rescue. They got a call that he was severely traumatized. He couldn't walk. And at the time, they thought he had one fractured limb. We've discovered he had two. This is his front right limb, and it has a fracture through the radius and the ulna. And it's a relatively clean fracture. The bones are relatively lined up. And we were able to flush out a wound probably caused by this piece of bone poking out the skin at one point really well. And then we applied a cast to this leg, which normally would need to be casted for a total of 8 weeks. We're going to have to undo the cast several times to clean and double check those wounds or the infections aren't setting in, and that the bone's healing. But we were able to set this and put a nice cast on it. So that's his front right leg. We're going to go to this x-ray, which was the second fracture that we discovered. He had a tibial fracture. Very, very complex fracture. Multiple pieces of bone just sort of exploded in different directions here. And this leg, we're not sure if we can save or not, but there was quite a large wound. You can kind of see a little black space. That's the air pocket where the wound was open down to where the bone fragments are. These two pieces of bone fragments I actually had to remove. Once a bone fragment, it no longer has blood supply. It's just a source of infection. So because they were just dangling in space, we removed those pieces and then we lined up the remaining pieces of bone. And so this is sort of the before x-ray of his right rear leg or tibial fracture. And this is going to be the after. You can see our little temporary splint here where we've attempted to line up the upper part of his tibia with the lower part of his tibia. It's not going to be quite a good lineup because again we removed pieces of bone that would normally be sort of in here. We're hoping for his body to do something about that. We don't have a lot of hope of that, so there's a good chance this leg may still be amputated. This is about a 50-50 shot if we're going to save this leg. We've got 90% shot we're going to get that front leg figured out with non-surgical means. His back leg is our real concern. Dogs do really well with 3 legs, so if we can get his front leg healed, and since his left legs, left front and left rear leg, are in good shape, he should be a happy, at the worst case scenario, 3-legged dog. But he's got a long road ahead of him, including dealing with infection, of course, bone healing, pain and discomfort, and just putting up with being a young, healthy lab otherwise, and having to be confined for 2 months. So it's going to be a tough one on him, but everyone's rooting for him.